This is good. Hi everyone, welcome to Technique Tuesday, and what a good one I have, because my jaw literally dropped when I saw this technique demonstrated by Antonio Bartolo on Artefacto Learning Platform, which is a YouTube channel that has all kinds of different artists, really good content. But Antonio Bartolo was painting a seascape. This is not just for seascapes. This will work for anything. As you guys know, I specialize in loose, dreamy, yet realistic animals, and I can think of a zillion ways to use this technique. So I am, by the way, Clarity Rachel, and you're going to see excited artist Rachel through a lot of this video. Aha, that worked. Woohoo! And so I will also summarize all the things you've got to keep in mind to be successful at this technique, because Antonio makes it look easy, but you have to get a few key things right in order for it to work. So stick with me because I'll explain all that. And I had to fix my curtains real fast, but my name is Rachel Parker Varner. I like to teach not just the how, but the why of watercolor, so you move along your painting journey a lot faster. I have 2 free communities. I was just thinking the other day, if people just read the comments that my members and I put in response to the paintings people post, you would learn so much. My 2 groups that you can join for free are facebook.com/groups/Rachel's Watercolor Workshop. And I also have a community chat that even free members can participate in on my online school Patreon, which I will explain Patreon and my paid offerings more in depth at the end of this video. But that community is patreon.com/RachelStudio/chats. So again, this video is about lifting small, tiny little areas back to the white of the paper without resorting to cheating, as some watercolorists call it, with white gouache or white gel pen or whatever. So, all right, back to very excited, ahead of herself, creative Rachel. Here we go. First off, thank you to Trisha Anderson, one of my Patreon free members, and she sent me a message on Facebook about this video by Antonio Bartolo. What you need is to work with non-staining paint on good paper, and you need Antonio Bartolo used masking tape. I don't know if you have to have a specific kind of masking tape, or will any tape work? So I have a few tapes. I have my very favorite tape, which is this Nito Holbein soft tape that I get off dickblick.com. I have a whole extensive supply list at rachelstudio.com/supply list. They are affiliate links, but they won't cost you extra. And if you add other things to your order, I get credit for that too, even if you didn't, What? Oh, this is supposed to be recording. Okay. This is soft tape, Holbein soft tape, that I like to use to tape down my paper when I'm using a loose piece of paper, so that when my paper warps, it will dry back flat. The new Lisa Wong technique, of course, you don't have to do that because you don't tape it down, you do something else. So be sure to watch that video that I put out a couple weeks ago about her whole new technique that's even new to her. And if you don't know who Lisa Wong is, she's amazing. She's a genius. She's classically trained in Russia. And no big deal, she's married to Joseph Zbukvich. This paper is Meaden cold press paper. Originally, they sent me this paper for free to try out. And I was like, whatever. But then I fell in love, especially with their rough paper. I think I like it better than Arches, and it's probably about 20% cheaper than Arches. So you can get it on a block, which is great because then you don't have to tape your paper down. So check out that on my supply list as well. If you're interested in trying it, you can get just a small one and see how you like it. I like it way better than Arches, which is crazy to say. Okay? All right, I'm procrastinating. I'm kind of scared. Is this gonna work? I'm kind of scared. All right, I think I'm gonna, he used a pencil. I think I'm gonna try it with a ballpoint pen because you know me, I'm just always trying my own little experiments too. All right, so I'm gonna get a piece of masking tape and say I want to lift out a stem. Okay, it didn't work. Okay, do you have to use pencil? No. Why did it work for him, y'all? Okay, that makes me really sad. Okay, let's try it with a different tape. No. All right, I have to go back to the drawing board and watch his video a little bit more closely because, okay, let's try something else. Okay, this is Arsh actually, and this is very liftable paint. This is Van Dyke Brown. No. Oh, that did it a little. Oh, do you have to push really, really hard? Maybe you have to push really hard, y'all. No, it's not. It's not doing it. Darn it. I'm gonna rewatch the video and come back. Okay, so I did some more experiments. Let me turn this camera on. And you can see it totally tore. This is Arsh too. I've never seen Arsh tear like that, but I'm kind of glad because I want it to work. And I had some success with this technique. And so I found that there is a key to this technique. So let me show you what that is. I got out this Duck brand masking tape. This is a really sticky tape. Stickier, you can feel how much stickier it is than these other tapes. Like this is, I don't know, it's not, this is pretty sticky. So I've never tried it on this painting. So let's try. There it worked a little better. It works better on layers of paint that aren't so thick. So let's try it down here. Okay, I tore it the wrong way. See? That is part of the key. You got to tear it that way, not across. Okay. Okay, let's try it on a really thin area. Nope, didn't work. Didn't work. Okay. Let's try. Let's try. That works better, but it's not as dramatic because the area is light. So, how about if we put a little, oh, that worked. Oh, maybe the thin lines are like, no. What if we like put a little bit of a light? What if you wanted to put some light back into the negative space in your trees? Aha, that worked. Woohoo, woohoo, a boop, a boop. Okay, that's exciting. I love that. That is really, boom. That's cool. Okay, let's see if it'll work on like larger, darker areas with a more circular shape. Doesn't like those thin lines. Okay, that is useful. What if you want to like lift back out like the thing between, I'm going to do more of a, That's great. Okay, let me try another one. Okay, like say you have these pillars and you want them to be white in between, and you can see through the tape so you can see where to scrub. So I want to make a wide pillar of white. Let's try it. That is awesome. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bartolo. This is good. Okay, how about if we put a stripe back in the boat that got lost? That's a little wider, right? Ha. Okay. This is really cool. Okay. Okay. And then what if we want to put another tier here? That's neat. See, this is what will save your sanity, is these kind of discoveries. It doesn't even have to be a whole painting. It's just exciting to learn something new. And I love this. All right, Clarity Rachel back. And I just want to summarize how to be successful with this technique, because creative, excited Rachel might not have explained it perfectly. And that's okay. She's having fun, a lot of fun. So let's look at what you need to keep in mind to be successful with this technique that might not be readily apparent. So 1, you've got to work with cotton watercolor paper. He said in his video it won't work on cellulose paper. I haven't tried that yet, but he says it only works on 100% cotton watercolor paper. And I found that it works best on areas that aren't painted with thick cream consistency paint. It works best on medium valued areas that were painted with milk consistency paint, or light areas that were painted with tea consistency paint. If you don't know what I mean by tea, milk, cream consistency paint, be sure to watch the video. I will also put in the pinned comment about milk, tea, and cream consistency paint that Joseph Zbukvich introduced in his book 20 years ago. And I have a whole video on that, the watercolor clock. So be sure to check out my watercolor clock video that talks about pairing the levels of moisture on your paper with the paint consistencies in your brush for all kinds of different effects. It's really a fundamental thing to learn about watercolor. Don't miss that. So this technique works best on lighter areas. 3, you've got to rip your tape not across the area. The shape of your area that you want to lift is this shape, okay? You don't want to rip your tape this way. You want to rip this way or this way, and you want to do it quick. That is key to success. And you probably will need to try different tapes. I'm going to try more tapes now that I learned that you have to rip quick and in the right direction. I want to see if I can go back to the other tapes that I have more in stock and see if those will work. So you got to rip in the right direction. You also want to do this at the end of your painting process, because it does seem to tear the paper a little bit. So I'm thinking, and I haven't tested this out, I'm guessing that you can't go back and paint over those areas, because the part of the paper that is now white is because you ripped off the little top layer. Let's jump over to Creative Excited Rachel again, because she's also very excited about her online school, which it's been the labor of love of Creative Rachel for many years, and it's really starting to flower and bloom and blossom, and it's so exciting. So back to Creative Rachel. Just making sure I recorded all that, because that would suck if I didn't. Okay, so how cool is that? That will save your sanity when you learn a new technique and figure out how to use it. And you could use this in so many different ways. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this helped. And remember, I like to teach not just the how, but the why watercolor, so you move along your painting journey a lot faster. A lot of that too is in my paid online tutorials on Patreon. So I'll tell you about that now. Patreon is a website that hosts lots of different artists, and it's like you subscribe to an artist, and usually you get something in return. You can pay by the month, or you can join for a year, and then you get 2 months free and you pay for 10 months. And so what you get on my Patreon when you join is instant access to a library of over 200 tutorials. And for example, I've got different collections. Like one of my collections has 31 tutorials of quickies, paintings that you can do in under 45 minutes. I just did Quick Fox. Let me show you. Whoop. Fox be quick. This is my newest quickie. It's not a totally finished painting, but that's not the point. The point is to get lost in the process, to learn a little something, to enjoy the experience. And as you paint, you do learn with every single painting, me included. So it's just a great way to get miles on your brush, get your brushes wet, save your sanity, don't stress out, trying to make a perfect painting. This is by no means a perfect painting. I can see so many things that I could do. I want to take white gouache and just add white fur. So I'm not going to though, because I'm going to be a good teacher and show you guys that you can just paint for the joy of it. You don't have to have a perfect painting. So anyway, you get access to all my tutorials, and some are really in-depth and intense and people get overwhelmed. But those are for more probably people who want to be professional. You want to watch a gallery level painting being done. I have those on my Patreon. But I also have like really beginner friendly tutorials that will teach you the basics of how to paint a watercolor. So there's a little something for everyone, kind of like Disney, which I'm going on a Disney cruise in a minute. So that's crazy. So I'm trying to get my content out to you guys. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Give me some ideas in the comments. Go check out my pinned comment for all my links and stuff, all my goodies. Also, I'm really excited about another video I'm going to release soon, so stay tuned. I'm going to talk about new art books that I have really enjoyed. I'm going to talk about some new art books I've really enjoyed, some art competitions coming up, some live watercolor events that I'm going to take, that I'm going to participate in and or organize in-person watercolor events. So you don't want to miss out on that video. It's going to be kind of like a newsletter of all watercolor competitions, books, things that you can participate in the real world. So be sure to check out that video coming out probably in the next 7 days on my channel. So don't miss it. And until next time, go watercolor your world. Bye everybody. And let me try to reenact it. Okay, let me try. What? Oh my God, that's so cool. Okay, that's my best. That's my best reenactment of how I reacted. Literally, my jaw dropped when I saw that.